All right. I've heard so many nauseating things lately. And with the creator's name being used too. But it's okay, because I know people are just trying and they don't know, and men are stupid. Yeah, y'all are stupid. You're stupid. That's okay. That's okay. Because that's what ignorance brings, stupidity. Because another man, he said, which I did like the definition. His definition for ignorance was absence of truth, which I do. That's good. Though I like to take, when I get into a word that's more than 4 letters, I'm gonna bring it down to a root word. So I meant if I don't go to look it up, then in my head I'm like, okay, what's that smaller word that they've added a bunch of shit to? So ignore. The closest root word that I could come with of ignorance is ignore. So you're ignoring God. Because, of course, not everyone, but the Hindus say, and I agree, I'm not saying that it's wrong. I'm just trying to couple everything, to connect everything. But the Hindus say that this, what we see, is an illusion. And of course it is. I mean, the only reason I just be like, okay, if I tell somebody, okay, well, this is illusion, then they're gonna be like, what? This hurt, that hurt when if I can feel that. What you mean it's an illusion? So they're not gonna understand because they say, in the Hindus' perspective of it, what we're seeing is an illusion, of course, given to us by God, is what I wanted to point out. Yes, you can say that it's an illusion. Because the reason why people say, oh, this is an illusion, even the Quran says that. The Quran calls it an illusion too. Because, like, I guess a lot of people have figured out, like, this is, the flesh. So this is a cover over, obviously, the invisible, which would be what is making my mouth move and my hand. See, that's invisible. Because majority of people have seen a body without the invisible in it, which is God's spirit. I'm calling it the invisible. So you understand how this is an illusion. So the spirit is being used to make this material, what people are calling an illusion, do things. And it's for a purpose, though. That's the only thing, the reason why. Because, I mean, it's fine to consider it an illusion, but yeah, I see what they're saying. I see what they're saying. Okay. Because I was saying you still have to go by it, though. Because that's the purpose in it. It's what God is giving us to go by. So the illusion is what we're going by to see the health of the spirit. Right? I mean, that's how I look at it. Because that's what I be trying to tell people. I'm like, okay, like, they be trying to say, like if somebody come up to me and they like say something and I'll be like, oh, well, why is it that you're thinking you're hurting so bad? Why is it that you feel like something is happening to you when it's not? And that's what I was trying to tell them. And I was like, well, and see, that's when it's going to become beneficial to say, oh, well, this is an illusion. But again, that is so high up to say to someone, because then they're like, oh, shit. Because an ignorant person, that's somebody who ignores God so they don't see the signs. That means they'll be like, oh, okay, well, shit, fuck, I can do anything here then. So then you got the outcome that you were trying to overturn. For them not to just do anything and just be unintentional. But, so, not but so, that's why I was just, the people who have realized, okay, this is an illusion, and that's what the man that I was just listening to, he said that. And he was very good. He was very good. And he was like intentions. And it really scared me because he was like so fucking good. And he was so fucking high up. Like, that's why I don't be fucking with that knowledge, man. I don't be fucking with it. I'm going to tell you that right now. I be wanting to really go ahead and get rid of the word. I mean, me personally, but okay, we can keep it though, whatever. Because the thing is, I don't care, when the creator say something and some shit fucking happen, oh, I'm including every fucking word that was given. So he said, the knowledge that the tree that would cause death was knowledge, though. He said it was knowledge. That's what he called it. Now, y'all can go on, we can add the other words, knowledge of good and evil. Okay, we can add that. We can add that. If we want to keep the word knowledge, though. So, see, but though, because I love the creator, I'm not going to ignore something, an instruction of his. I'm out on any knowledge that y'all might bring. So if y'all calling it knowledge, pretty much, wait, what do that mean? I like the middle finger. What do y'all say that means? Fuck you? Yeah. Yeah. I like that response to things. If you're offended, how is that not a good response? Well, fuck you. That's all you motherfuckers want to do. Obviously, it means pleasing. That's the highest meaning of it. I don't care if y'all use it as negative. If somebody says, what's the meaning of fuck? The first in every mind, is going to be man, woman, pleasure. Yeah, because I mean, it's always pleasurable for a man. So obviously, that's all we talking about. Yes, fuck women. I'm saying it. I'm saying fuckers. Pretty much consider us just like crackers. And, you know, pretty much just like any of the other animals or shit. They don't fucking matter. Everybody's looking at the same fucking thing. Everybody and every animal and everything and most importantly, the Creator. And the reason I say that, because in Genesis it said, oh, let me go back to the knowledge thing. So, I'm fine with the knowledge of truth, because that's what the dude said. He was, I mean, he does scripture to the closest I've seen to somebody doing it like I do it. You know, when I read scripture. The thing is, though, I do this sometimes too, and I stopped myself to it. I had to pray to God, because I was like, oh shit, I do not want to be hurt, and I do not want to be killed, and I don't want death. I don't want separation from the Creator on any level, completely of this flesh, or him turning going the other way. You know, but I'm still here like a, you know, y'all be like a chicken with your head cut off then. You know, because you ain't got, oh, no fucking head. So, anyway, I loved his definitions, because he said, first you got ignorance. I can't remember what he said number 2 was. I think he said truth, which is something that cannot be undone. You know, it's something that cannot be flip-flopped. Truth can't be flip-flopped. Like, oh, it's true that way, but it's not true that way. So that's what he was saying, that, you know, something can be true, True, like he said. He gave the example of when he was distinguishing true and truth. He said, like, it's true that I'm at home right now. He said, but that can change. So it's not truth, though. You know what I mean? He was like, because that could be untrue 5 hours from now, because I could be at the airport. So then the statement of me being home is no longer true. It's because I'm not at home. I'm at the airport. I'm not at what I call home. But either way, so he said truth is something that cannot be. I got to go back to his wording. But either way, he said ignorance, then he said truth is something that cannot be, whatever words he used. And then he said knowledge is the, oh, okay, yeah, that's good. He said knowledge is the accumulation of truth. But see, that definition can be true. That definition is true. But knowledge is not always the accumulation of truth. Man is calling knowledge the accumulation of thoughts, whether they're true or not. Like things of what they're calling the medical field. they call that knowledge. But it is not knowledge of truth, though. It's knowledge of a bunch of thoughts and shit that they came up with. But that don't mean it's knowledge of truth, though. It's probably closer to being knowledge of good and evil, which causes death. Right? Right? I mean, I don't know how y'all looking at it. Because the medical field is saying something is right and wrong, which is other words used for good and evil. Because they say, oh, your body is doing that. That is wrong. So that's knowledge of good and evil. That's why it causes death. That's why nobody is living like that long. Or, I mean, we live long enough. I mean, it's just so much shorter than they used to. Which, I guess is said, from what they say. And I don't know how they was. All of that is stupidity, and it don't matter to me. Because it's not something that can be of truth. Because it's something that can change. Given, that's why he started naming things that was truth to him that wasn't truth to me. Because he said, like, there are 24 hours in a day. And I'm like, okay. Somebody can easily say it's 18 hours in a day. By simply changing the meaning of what they're going by as an hour. That's easy. But either way, it's a couple of things that I'm obligated to let you motherfuckers know. Let's see. I'll be wanting to tell that one, I'll be really wanting to tell that one, because I'm like, now I'm gonna try to wait for a man. I'm gonna try to wait for a man to say it, because he did see when I wait patiently, a man does say it. Because I be like, because like I heard him, like TD can be really good, like to me. The Creator rose through him heavily. But when he lets go, when he lets go though, and that man, he lets that flesh ride, I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, good God, TD, fuck. Your sway back is major, And it's not that it's like major, like it's so bad. It's just that he goes back and forth with money. Like, obviously, he got the Creator and money close to equal with him. And I'm going to say close because I ain't had a conversation with him. And I don't ride on assumptions. So I need to pose the question to him. And then he formulate an answer to the question. And that's when a person of God is going to go over all their actions and thoughts. When you're asked a question, that's what you go over, all your actions and thoughts. Then you got to spit back out, what's best. So, that's why I want to ask him, because his mouth, which Proverbs has said, or whichever one of the words, one of them, it says somewhere that pretty much man can't control the tongue. And God will make you speak what's in your heart. It say that. I'm serious to say that. Well, I'm at Exodus 35. Hold on. See, I had my Bible right here. I got a bunch of books around. I'm finna read that. That's Don Miguel's son. He did good on his book too. And I got he is somewhere, yeah, the four agreements. But, and then that's the one, I'm doing, that's a really, really, really good one. I mean, pretty much a fucking masterpiece. Shit. It's up there. It's up there. Just because of, if you take the core meaning of what it's saying, though. Now, when the creator brings any type of book or anything, that's just like what the Swamiji said about the Upanishads. He was like, of course, the Upanishads has everything in it for everything. He said the Upanishads has things in it for you to, if you're wanting to gain the world, it has things in it for you to be able to do that. And he pointed out that, of course, these things are placed in there for the different levels of people that are brought to it. And that's what he said. He said, so, that's going to tell where you're lying at. If you go to the Upanishads and you pick out in it the things to bring you worldly gain over the purpose of it, which is the things to bring you spiritually one with God, then that's what you get. But he was just letting people know that that's in everything. That's how God, because if God takes something and don't put that in it, that will be considered God. And it's how it's created. That's how idolatry is created. This is why I be trying to tell people, yes, the Bible is good as fuck. This book is good as fuck. That book is good as fuck. Movies are good as fuck. If you pick out the creator's message. And I'm not saying, okay, what I'm saying is like, you got to pick out the creator's message, the entirety. So let's say if a movie says in a movie, which they do all day, every day, in a movie, okay, let's do this. This is what they do all day, every day. On a show, a movie, they got two dick suckers with dicks. They got two dick suckers with dicks. And in the movie, they're doing all the things that people do to mimic happiness and peace and good feelings. So they're laughing, whatever they've seen spiritual people do then that's how they mimic that they feel in that action. Though, if you're paying attention, though they're mimicking that this action is causing good in me, you must pay attention to the creator's lessons. Because even still, that's the main message that's seeming like it's being pushed in that movie. Bam, bam, it's being pushed. Ooh, these motherfuckers is happy sucking dicks with dicks. I mean, they real fucking happy. Like, that's a lot of fucking pleasure to them. Like, look at all the material things they got. Though, God's message would be that if one of them kills themselves in the end, that they were lying. Now, if you watch it and you don't take into account that the end consequence was that the truth came out, that they were not happy, that they were not feeling good inside, then if you don't get that and you say, oh, that's causing them a lot of pleasure, I'm going to do that, then that's what you do. And the same thing will still happen. That's still God's lessons. That's still God's truth. That it's a separation from Him. And that is in no form or fashion of benefit to the individual. Yes, it is good because others can see the lesson, the consequences from that person doing those actions that are against them and creation and God, causing that separation. You will see that you gotta look at the whole thing. You gotta look at the whole thing. And that's why it's just like, that's why the Bible is what it is. Because I always say, I technically prefer the Quran because it's more straightforward. The Bible is in story form, meaning you got to pull out the lessons. And it's so many words. The more words, the more confusion. It's so many words, so that means it's so much more trickery. Just like and I guess that's what Swamiji, when he's teaching from the Gita, from the Bhagavad Gita. Now, he may reference the Upanishads a lot too. He may reference the Upanishads or whatever the other ones he called. I guess they got a lot of them. But see, his main is coming from the Gita, though, which is less words than the Upanishads. So less confusion. That's the same thing with the Bible. Okay, I can use the Bible. If a person does the Bible, I can relate to him with that. No fucking issue. If I got a choice, I might use the Quran. If I have all choices, then I might use the Bhagavad Gita. Because of whichever one I'm seeing is more straightforward and will bring out less what I feel a person is going to bring, to the highest. It's less in it to make you go to your lower self. Meaning, see, the Bible is going to throw things, which I guess what he was saying about the Upanishads. The Bible has so much in it of like perceived positive outcomes to negative actions. And of course, that's going to always be in things you can see. So it's going to be in material things. That's the only way those things can be, because it is beneficial to have some material things. So when they couple a negative action with the gain of material things, it can make it seem like that action is beneficial. When if you go through the entire story though, and even if you go through the entire group. So if we pick out, if we go over what, and because that's my thing with the Bible. The reason why I say it, because the Bible is like, It's extensive. And somebody was like, why do you use that word? Because I always use the word extensive. And they was like, well, what do that mean? Because I do that, and I guess they was throwing back at me what I do, because I always be like, what's the meaning of that word? Especially if somebody uses it a lot, I need to know their meaning of it. Because if they're using it a lot and then they don't have a meaning of it, I'm like, well, motherfucker, what the fuck was you saying then? Because that wipes out anything that they said with that word. Because I'm like, if you don't have a meaning for it. So when she said extensive, I was like, I said, she was like, well, what does that mean? I said, it means extensive. And I said, it means, now I'm trying to think back what words I used with her. I can't remember. Because I think that I said like extreme or broad. But what I be meaning with extensive, I'm saying it involves a fucking lot. That's what I'm meaning by extensive. Meaning like, well, I'm looking at my phone, but you can't see that part. Like when you're recording, like on this phone, it's a circle at the bottom with a red square in the middle. So something covering just the red square is not as extensive as something covering the entire square and the circle. That would be more extensive. It's covering more things. It's covering more. It involves more. So that's why with the Bible, I'm like, I'm down to just Proverbs. For what? Y'all ain't doing well with it to me. Because it's people are using it to cause, they're using it for their flesh, which is causing more destruction. That's why I'm saying I'm not pushing nobody to it. I'm going to do the Quran that's straight telling you, okay, creator going to kill you for that. Okay, creator going to kill you for that. Yeah. You think you smart, but the creator is smarter. That's how the Quran talks. Like straight, like, don't battle with the creator. That's stupid. Do right. Do good. What you want others to do to you, do that. No, you don't want somebody to lie to you. No, you don't. No, you don't want somebody to put them and their family over you. No, you don't. You do not. So when people get down to the truth in them, that's when, that's all they need. Is let me do to others what I want done to me. Because I did that too. Because I was like, motherfucker, that fucking deserves death. So then God had to tell me, like, is that doing to others what you would want done to you? And I had to go back and I was like, yes. Well, I changed. When he bring me a correction, I said, okay, well, I would want somebody to definitely point out to me, this is things that the creator removes life from a flesh for. If you're paying attention, I'm watching and I'm like, that action, okay, it might not happen for a while. That happens then. Okay, that action, okay, same thing, that happened. That action, okay, same thing again. That happened. That's paying attention to the creator. Ignoring is when you do not see the patterns that the creator is showing you. And that's why right now, because I'm wanting to get more people on board, and I guess the creator is agreeing with me because he's allowing me to do it because I trust his will and I've given my full being to him. So He is the doer of everything. Silence is going to be the best for everyone. I don't like to speak. I do not like to speak. That's what he says in the 4 agreements. He says that. He says, because I'm trying to explain something to you when my spirit doesn't use words. I know it seems like it does because you can't explain it in any other way. That's why it says that the word is everything, because you don't have another way to explain the spirit, because it's not words. So the only thing you can do is, we've went over a long period of time, like, okay, the best way we figured out to explain this is with words, because that, and see, this is what I'm trying to tell us, America. Y'all are doing so much telling people, you can't say this, you can't say things that way. That's insane. I'm telling people, please say anything you want. Say it in any way you feel. Say it in the way that you feel is deep in you. Try to pull from your deepest and say what you feel. Because they don't understand. If you shut people's mouth, that's going to need to come out. So then it'll come out in an action. So why would you shut people up? Because then it's going to come out in an action if they don't say it. If they're made to hold it inside. Because that's one of the things that I am obligated to tell. That a woman speaking is the Creator's mercy. Yes, we should be quiet. Yes. But it's not for man to hurt us if we don't. It's for them to realize, okay, something is off. Not to hurt the weaker. That's why, because the men keep saying, oh, well, women ain't supposed to preach, women ain't supposed to preach, women ain't supposed to preach. And I'm like, motherfuckers, y'all don't think that God don't see y'all using that for any time a woman says something that you don't want to hear? You say, oh, a woman ain't supposed to preach. And I'm like, motherfucker, that was to you. That's not to woman. We're shit. We're nothing. That's to you, who we're here trying to help. That's not for you to oppress your weaker. It's to help you. God is giving that to you. God isn't saying a woman is not supposed to preach. He's letting you know. When I see a motherfucker, when I'm preaching, whatever y'all consider preaching, when I'm preaching through a motherfucking woman, you best know it's like he's doing this, pointing, while he's looking at you like this. But for some reason, man is so stupid that he thinks, he takes it in his arrogant fucking mind. Yes, that hurts when I hit my head like that. It doesn't hurt, but I feel it. Because I don't use words hurt. I've been through a lot of pain. It don't fucking hurt, but I fucking feel it. So I'm meaning that. It is never for you to take something and oppress your weaker with. You can't take that and tell a woman to shut up. It's for you to take and realize to correct yourself. Just like with me and kids. What you don't say, it ain't got none of that in the Bible. So it ain't no fucking kids. I mean, it's got them in there a little. It says something, about like the youth. Of course, it's a distinguishment of something that is still fucking growing. Obviously, we're all still continuing to change. You look different. I'm going to look different, a little different in 20 years. Okay, it might not be much, but it's still going to be different. And some people can't be seen by another person's eye, but they know that it's different. It's a change. Everybody knows it's a change. So the ones who are still like changing where you can physically see it in your eyes, everybody, those are the youth. They're still growing. And even with, I don't know. Either way, I ain't gonna get into that. Because man won't tell me, and I'm not fucking asking God yet. Because if I have to ask God, yeah, something's gonna happen. If I have to go to him for it, when y'all can just stop lying. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna turn and ask him. I'm not gonna do it until I fucking want to. I got a few more men. I'm gonna ask that. Yeah, of course I can pull the truth to me. Why wouldn't I be able to? When God said, ask him and he'll give it to you. And I'm living for him. Why wouldn't he then? He said he would. And I know that he will. The point is, the Bible and everything is for man. It's not for you to teach. Well, it is. Okay. It's not for you to use and teach your weaker shit. It's to teach you how to walk. So your walk, talk, and thought teaches your weaker. And then y'all, because see, people don't be knowing everybody's fucking opinion. Because somebody would look at me and they would think that I'm not the type, because somebody called me one of y'all words. I don't know what it means. Said, oh, are you feminist? I don't know what that means. I have no earthly idea what feminist means. Because ist is something when they're saying you're being something. So like a therapist is somebody providing therapy. What's wrong? Okay, so a feminist, y'all don't want women to provide femininity? Like I said, I don't know the fucking word. But obviously, the extra fleshly fuck that was saying it to me was doing what a serpent do. So he was trying to steal, kill, and destroy. And he was trying to make me believe that what I am is not good, that I should not be it. And that's when men are going to start using words on their weaker. And that's why I tried to tell a girl, because she looked like she wanted to cry when I told her it. Because she was gorgeous. Like, to majority of dumb motherfuckers breathing on this motherfucker, she was something to gain. How her flesh looks. That's what a lot of people go by. That's what, they like to feel good about, is how this flesh looks. And I was telling her, I said, hun bun, because she was doing a lot of extra stuff. Like she had a whole bunch of extra stuff. And she was naturally, with nothing, a gorgeous person. So she had fake hair, fake lashes, makeup, whatever that people do to make themselves feel good. And I was telling her, I said, sweetheart, that is an imbalance to the creator. I said, because, okay, don't you consider, because see, I don't see ugly and beautiful. My granny didn't either. I'm like, what is that? What are y'all saying? What? Okay, they look a little different. Okay. It's different animals. Okay, their facial feature is laid out a little different than you normally see. But after literally a few days, probably a few hours, definitely after a few days, that person looks just as normal to you as anybody else. There is no, it can be strange. It can be like you're not used to that look, or let's say if God offset somebody's eyes. So, like that. It's people that's permanently like that. That's a little off. That's going to look, like when you first see it, you'll be like, but see, that's how I be. When if I first see somebody that's like that, I'm like, okay, different. And of course, it's something that's different to my eyes, my vision that I haven't seen. So I may look at it a little longer. After a few days or after a few months, or if they become my family member, or if they are my family member, I'm not gonna keep looking at it like that. It's gonna be nothing to me anymore. But either way, so that's what I was trying to tell the girl. I said, sweetheart, it's an imbalance for you to do the extra stuff when it's people that you consider ugly. Like rawly with nothing. You don't consider yourself ugly rawly with nothing, but actually, I said it's people that I was trying to tell her, it's people that you consider ugly, meaning with all that you got on, you consider them still a person that makes you feel good to look at. And I was telling her, I said, you are naturally gorgeous, because she was. All it takes is, I don't know, I guess if a person said is if it's like evenness, which, this eye is not, because I'm like, well, a lot of my eyes ain't really, because this right one should have been through a lot, man. But, I was trying to tell her that, and I told her, I said, sweetheart, I said, when men, because a man told me this, he said, when men, and he is a fucking rascal, y'all. I mean, this motherfucker is, whew. But he'll give you, either way, he told me this. He said, well, men just do that because they don't want, they're trying to make you be self-conscious. That's the only reason that they told you that lie. And that's what I told her. And I was like, so I said, so hun bun, you're a motherfucker. Like, if when a man, and it's so awful of men, God, if this is happening, wow, I just thought about that. That is so fucking terrible. Wow, that's awful. Because I just thought about it with Adams and Eves. I don't know if I said that to her, but I was saying that. I don't know if I put it in the terms of your Adam. But I was telling her, I said, if a man comes in contact with you and he really likes you, and especially if he really likes that thing about you that he wants to keep to himself, he is going to instill lies in you to make you less confident. Because if you're confident, then when somebody comes at you, you may believe, feel good about it. So he makes you feel like you're ugly. So a man, that's why I tried to tell her. I said, a boy probably told you you were ugly when you were little because he thought you were the most beautiful thing he had ever seen in his motherfucking life. And he was like, when that's power over someone, they'll do things to take that power from you. So that's when he told you the lie that you were ugly. When you're not. He just did not want you to have that power of knowing that. So that you wouldn't feel confident with others. So that you wouldn't know that other men thought that about you. So he told you the lie to try to make you believe that that's what other men think when they do not. And it's so awful for men to do that. But y'all are so much higher than women. Okay, we don't want to deal with you because you're so stupid. Because when I was younger, I'm not lying, I was just like, oh, good God, why? What the fuck is that? The fuck is all of that they do? That's how I felt about a motherfucking extra fleshly motherfucker that y'all call boys. I was just like, why wouldn't, what the fuck? Because my family has so many freaking females. And we only would get like a male every so often. And then, after a while, the male would leave. Because he got to leave. So it would be us sitting there with females. And I'm just like, what the, huh? And, so when I went to school, that's when I was then around boys that were my age. So that's when I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I didn't understand, like, why the fuck is every word that come out their mouth a lie? Why is everything that they do a lie? I didn't know what was fucking going on. Because, I was just used to being around me and my people, and it's mostly girls. So, shit, the boys that we were around, they were funny as fuck to me. And it's not like, I don't know. I mean, I'm probably considered them to have lied too. I don't know. But all I do know is men are fucking stupid as fuck. Y'all have got to stop the lying, the playing with lies. Okay, you're playing. Yes. But you can see what it has caused. You can see that. You can see the lie that the beauty is a lie about this flesh. Now, because y'all, but it's God though. It's God. That's why I'm saying we got to shut up. Because yes, it is God that a spirit is beautiful. And that's someone who is selfless. But when God calls something ugly, he is talking about the fucking spirit, meaning you are a self-centered motherfucker that don't think or even compose a thought about another. That is what is ugly. But man will tell lies. And that's what I told the girl. And I guess she could remember the person who did that to her and who told her that. So then, y'all, I'm not lying. She didn't even say much. I could see it wake her up when I informed her, sweetheart, you're fucking gorgeous. Somebody has made you believe a lie. And they have made you add to this imbalance. I said, think of Precious, honey. You know the movie that we seen of Precious where it was a girl that had she had like every fucking attribute that creation considers negative, considers ugly. Everything that somebody considers ugly or they don't want, this female had. And she made a movie about it. Well, they made a movie about, and she let them use her as the person of what everybody considers is ugly. But technically, now I'm going to have to go back and look at the movie. Her mama was an ugly motherfucker. Ooh. Her mama was ugly as fuck. No, her spirit. Her spirit. I mean, her mama was, who played her mama? She was real pretty. No, not Jill Scott. She's a very pretty woman. Like, need to cover up pretty. Like all of her body and everything. She's so pretty. Fuck. Who is the woman that played Precious mama? She's a comedian. Her name ain't Monica. I don't even know why I'm thinking of that. But it's a name similar to Monica. Not Monet. Oh, Monique played her mama. Monique is fucking gorgeous. She's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. Her face is fucking perfect. Her body is fucking perfect. Especially when she got all the lipids off of it. So she was telling they were trying, I don't know if she actually said the words though, but either way, she ended up having that daughter that people perceived to be ugly because the daughter was really fat. She was like really, like, you see how my body is? This is how her size, her body probably should have been, but she had lipids out to here. From like overeating and not doing any movement, because her mama was beating her down so much, that was her escape, was to eat. And she was really dark skinned. So like that head thing, like this part, she was closer to that. She wasn't dark like that. That's why I be trying to tell people I've seen a person close to black. No. He was blue black, which is going to be the closest thing that you can get to actual black. Meaning they're so black, but blood and it is making blue. That red in their blood and their black is making it blue. But the motherfucker was black as fuck. I mean, he was fucking black. Oh, he was way blacker than that. He was way darker than this. That's blue. He was actual black, but it was like a blue coat or something. Anyway, she was dark skinned though. She wasn't that black. She wasn't blue black, but she was a dark brown. Which people have been tricked into believing that it's something that you don't want to be. Now, I'm stupid, so when I was younger, I did not like that I was not black. Like, I wanted to be like, I'm not going to go over into my little mind. Anyway, I just thought about what I was thinking then, but what I was probably thinking because of what I think now. But either way, I did not like that my skin was lighter than others. It's just something that I did not prefer. Now, obviously, this was before knowledge. I didn't realize then that the rest of the world preferred it. I didn't know that. But it's what I did not prefer. Now, if anyone knows me, they know why I did not prefer it. Either way, I'm not going to go into that because I'm not going to go into it right now. But either way, now the girl's her spirit was not as ugly as her mama's, but she was ugly too. She was ugly too. Now she was a little bit better than her mama. Her mama was, I never seen, like her mama tried to kill her. Her mama was hurting from something like really, really, really. Obviously, her mama thought, that's what the thing is. That's what I was trying to say. Her mama must have thought she was really ugly. Now, though she was really pretty. Because she would let men treat her any kind of way. And in the movie, she even let the man do anything to the daughter that they were calling ugly. To her daughter that she tried to kill, she let a man do anything to her, to where the daughter even ended up having kids by him. And, the mama would do anything to her, and she would just, I gotta go back and look at the movie because, well, I'm not remembering. Either way, I'm going to go back and watch the movie. I'm not going to use the word abuse. Abuse is abnormal use. Abuse is abnormal use. So, because she did some stuff in the movie. The mama did some stuff in the movie that was completely like, hold the fuck up. Obviously, you're dead inside. But, I gotta go back and watch the movie. Yeah, she did do wrong, of course. She didn't treat the child right. But see, the reason why I'm wanting to distinguish abnormal use from, yeah. It ain't no way, form, or fashion I'm going to ever consider them the same. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I cannot be made a cracker. If you say terrible things to me, if you beat me down every fucking day with words, it is not the same as being physically beat the fuck down. Meaning this flesh that we are using to perceive things with. No. No. Well, y'all missed a childhood lesson that I didn't. Because I learned sticks and fucking stones, boo-boo. I learned sticks and fucking stones. And from the day that I fucking learned it, you weak, useless motherfuckers, I kid you fucking not. Since the day I learned sticks and fucking stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt me. A word ain't never fucking hurt me. I heard fucking truth. So all of these lies where y'all are putting out, oh, if you put words on, see, crackers are doing so much to say, to prove that whatever you say, like, I just heard, did that man say that? Yeah, he said that. He went over an experiment, obviously, it's from a cracker. All they do is experiment. Why? Experiment for what? If you're experiment, meaning you're doing testing, you can't pay attention to the creator then. Experimenting, meaning you're trying to make your own knowledge. That makes you ignore the creator. How not? If I'm experimenting, okay. Anyway. So, what word was I going over? I was talking about Monique and them. Oh, abuse. So, I said that. That's why I said that, because she threw a few things at her and she would say anything to her, like constant degrading of her. But I don't think they didn't show in the movie actual, like, physical, beating. Because technically, she probably could have used a few whoopings. I mean, because a rod of discipline is love. A rod of discipline, yes, is an action that you don't want to do. That's why it's love. When it's something you want to do, that's choosing self. When it's something you don't want to do, that's love. You can't consider it love until it's something you don't fucking want to do. And everybody's going to choose, to not have to whoop a child. Shit, unless you fucking demonic and you're liking beating a child. Then that's something that you want to do. So then it's not love. But, so that's why I didn't say, abuse. Because I'm not sure she was using her. That's probably what she needed to do. Put her to some use. But yeah, of course, then somebody's going to say, of course, okay, so you can say she was abnormally using her to, I guess, vent her frustrations, the things that she thought about herself. But the reason I don't call that abnormal use, I don't know. We got to discuss that later. It is abnormal use, but a child has to understand that when a parent is wrong, that's how God speaks to them when they're arrogant. That's just like with a woman. When a man starts, either way. If we can just seek good for another and just actually contemplate on your actions. Is this something that I would want done to me? I'm saying what I do is I actually take it and flip it. That's what I do. That's how I understand people. I actually take it and flip it. And I get in their shoes. That's how I do with everything. And that's why hey, listen, I'm not sensitive about words. So that is how I always choose that I would want somebody to bring correction to me. It's through harsh words. And that is why that is what I give others. Harsh words. Because that is what I would want. If I'm doing something that's completely like, okay, you know what? This is dangerous as fuck to me. This is dangerous as fuck. This is dangerous as fuck. That's what I said. That's what I said. And that's what I was telling another person. I said, you would not want them to walk up and kill you. No, you would not. Now, think of what you would want to do. If you are in the wrong, you would not want the person to walk up and kill you. You wouldn't. Now, the most that I said, I was like, okay, well, I don't want to sit in my wrong, though. So I'm like, yeah, I do want them to let me know. If I won't listen from a kind word, if I won't listen from gentleness, yes, I would want you to do what Jesus said his next step would be. Harsh fucking words. That's what he said. Don't make me speak to you with harsh words. That's what he said. Did he fucking not? And above all of that, I'm going to tell y'all this, though. I be wanting to be silent. I be wanting to be silent. I be wanting to be silent. I do. So that's why, sometimes when I'm wanting to be silent, I make myself go ahead and speak. And that's why sometimes when I'm like, ooh, fuck, I will make myself be quiet. Because I have to contemplate and go over, okay. Because sometimes, that words, I'm like, okay, it's still got to be a point. When do you stop with them? And these things, I've had to learn. After I reached to the harsh words, after two incidents, that's in the Bible. A dude said in the Bible, well, shit, after 2 times, after warning a person 2 times, he said after warning a person 2 times, have nothing to do with them. And I wasn't doing that. And I realized I was getting my fucking ass beat constantly. So that's why now y'all, I'm serious. God had to flat out say to me, like, seriously? You're just gonna keep getting... Yeah, it was like I was just being more oral. Yeah, I was. So that's why, he kept bringing me to, in the Bible, it says after 2 times, one of the men have nothing to do with him. And then in the Quran, he kept bringing it to me in the Quran, because in the Quran, it says, do you wish to lead whom the Creator has led astray? Like, it ain't working. They don't give a fuck about your words. Why the fuck do you keep saying it? So that's why, I had to adapt the, 2 times things. Yeah, maximum 3 though. Maximum 3, I'm going to have to, after I get to 3 times. But see, that's why I'm like, motherfuckers is. But see, I say 3 times harsh words. He might have been doing 3 times kindness 3 times. He might have been doing, 2 times. I say it to you gently, nicely. If I warn you gently, nicely twice, I'm done with you. He might have been saying that. I don't know if he was saying like kindness. Sure, he might have been, and that probably is. I can see how that would be best, how that would be beneficial, because there's so many people in the world and it's so many people lost. So if you warn somebody twice and they still like, it's like, I guess God's got to give you some way to realize if a person is a fool. Because also in Proverbs, because that other one is not in Proverbs where it said, I think it's New Testament, which I'm never going to send anybody to New Testament for shit. I mean, I ain't saying that I won't send you something from what it say, because they got a lot of good stuff in it, but it's trickery like a motherfucker. So, and you gotta be, I don't advise it. That's all the fuck I can say. I don't fucking advise it. Anyway. Proverbs say, you correct a fool, pretty much you gonna get beat. And my thing is, though, what I was trying to say to the Creator, and I was like, I kind of felt like, yeah, I might have been the only one in the world that was a test to, motherfuckers. Okay, get on my motherfucking level then. Because I considered it a fucking test from the Creator. Because I'm like, because he didn't say don't warn them. Because I'm like, if you don't warn a person, is that condemning them? Is it just saying, oh, there's no hope for you? Because I felt like he was saying that was trickery, to try to get somebody to choose themselves over warning that person. So shit, I be getting my ass fucking beat. Shoot, I shoot him 2 warnings though. Motherfucker. That's unfucking wise. Ooh, motherfucker gotta kill you over that. I shoot him 2 warnings. Yeah, they be doing shit to me. Like somebody just, yeah. They do shit. They try to do a lot of shit to destroy you. And I'm just like, sometimes I just be like, wait, why is you doing something bad to me? So I don't know. Maybe the Creator was, I don't know. Maybe he don't want them warned. I don't know. I'm just going over what I go through with me, because the Creator knows what he's giving you and what you know. He knows that. So he's going to want you to go over what he chose. And Jesus said, seek good, don't seek. I'm seeking good for that person, not me.